Back with album review.
What's going on?
What have you got for us this week?
This week we've got In Rainbows by Radiohead from 2007.
Yep. Our second time listening to a Radiohead album. We did OK Computer a few months ago.
Yep, which is probably their most well-known album. At least one of two of their most well-known albums.
Yeah, probably that or Kid A.
Yeah. So this album's a little bit after that, and it's a little less well-known. But it's only 10 tracks. I thought it'd be a nice, easy album to review.
Yeah, I heard a bit about this album. I've heard it's like... Some people say it's a bit of a drop in quality from like the Kid A, OK Computer era. And some people say like it's one of the best things too. So I don't know. I've heard a lot of mixed things about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see definitely not liking it quite as much as those albums. And there's a little bit less here overall, but yeah, I definitely still enjoyed this one, so I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah, let's get into the tracks.
So the first track is 15 Step.
I really like the intro of this track.
Yeah, it had some really cool percussion on this one. And just interesting sound effects throughout this song, really. But there was like a really soft like guitar riff on this one, like after the beginning part, and it sounded really cool once that came in.
Yeah, for sure.
The next track is Body Snatchers.
This one was kind of an interesting concept, and I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, this one, there was something that I really liked about this song, but it was like hard to put a finger on it. But I don't know, it had like a little bit of a quicker tempo than some of their music, and it had like a really dirty bass sound. I remember, like really gritty bass. That was one of the cooler sounds on this song.
Yeah, I like the lyrics in this song too.
Yeah, more on this album, just like you always expect with Radiohead. There's more very abstract lyrics where it seems like they kind of don't even want you to know what the song's actually about, so that you can just kind of interpret it however you can.
Yeah, and that's the art of music at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's really what Radiohead does best. So, the next track is Nude.
This is one of my favorite tracks. I like the interesting story behind this one too.
Yeah, this one had a really good sound to it too. It had some strings on it at the beginning, and then, but it definitely had a sad tone to it, like a lot of their music does.
Yeah,
but yeah, not too many lyrics on this song either. It was
this one's a lot more stripped back. No pun intended, but like, I think it tells the story very well. Just like, do you actually have a chance with this person or not?
The next track is Weird Fishes / Arpeggi.
This one's an interesting track. I mean, I think it's the most popular one off the album.
I think it's the first song I knew off the album for sure.
But it was honestly one of my least favorites on the album.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't dislike it. I don't know.
Wow. I guess I just like the singing on this song a lot.
I like the singing for sure. I don't know. I get there's two songs put together, but like it feels kind of long.
Yeah, I was really looking into the lyrics on this one and trying to understand it because it's very. Seems like it's all over the place, but one theory of what people were saying it could have been about is like the one part how he says everyone leaves if they get the chance, so he's kind of like saying how he has no hope, and like it seemed all of his relationships in the past have gone that way, the people just left him in the end, so that's what's bound to happen. But then he says this is my chance, so it seems like he is like now doing what has happened to him so many times in the past and just like abandoning someone and leaving for someone else kind of thing.
Okay.
But then at the end, I don't know what's going on because he's just saying like he's getting eaten by the worms and the weird fishes.
Yeah.
So
it's a very strange track.
Yeah. But I like that one a lot though. But the next track is All I Need.
I like this one.
This one was slower and it had like just that main bass line. That was the main part of the song, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was singy.
I liked the singing aspects of this album.
Yeah, me too. This was one of the slower songs overall. The next track is Faust Arp, which we looked it up, what that meant. Faust was like some German, what's the word? Like, icon, I guess? Like, mythical icon?
Yeah, like a mythical being in a way.
Yeah. And then Arp was just short for arpeggio, so. But yeah, this was like one of the shorter songs on the album.
This is another one of my favorite ones too.
Had more real strange lyrics.
Yeah. But that's just Radiohead at the end of the day.
Yeah. This one almost felt like kind of like an interlude in where it fit in the album.
Especially because how short it was.
Yeah. Next track is Reckoner, which I think this is one of my favorite songs on the album.
This one was pretty cool.
Yeah, I just am always a sucker for like really plucky guitar riffs as the main melodies, and this had more of that, and
yeah,
the singing was good on this one.
Definitely.
And I think there was more strings on like the outro of this song for a second, like either cello or like something like that. But
yeah,
it was a cool ending sound to the song. Next track is House of Cards.
This one's cool.
This one was cool. It had like super echoey vocals, made it feel like it sounded like he was in a tunnel, kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, more cryptic lyrics that I couldn't really understand fully, so hard to dig into it. But
Yeah, a lot of hidden layers, or maybe no hidden layers. Maybe they're just leading you to think something.
yeah, you really never know. The next track is Jigsaw Falling Into Place. This one I had to listen to like 4 times before I could even like put a note down about it for some reason. Like I don't know why, but
it's definitely a different song.
Yeah, this one it seemed like more of the like hopeless romantic type theme, because he was saying like at the beginning he was saying like something about he just got her number, or just like, or she just wrote her number down on his hand, whatever, and things were going good, and then all of a sudden it takes a turn like it always does, and starts going downhill, and she's running away from him and all this. So it's more of just like the self-sabotaging mindset that you hear a lot in Radiohead music.
Yeah.
Like, it's always very self-deprecating.
Yeah. Very downer at times.
Yeah. It's just strange because, like, you'd think, like, who would willingly want to listen to that? Like, it's just going to kill your mood. But somehow it's, like, some of the most, like, artful music to me is that kind of stuff.
No, me too, for sure.
Like, it really hits harder for some reason.
Because it feels real, more than like anything else.
Yeah, you feel emotions in sad songs a lot more easily than you can when someone's just making a happy song.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, that was good. I like that one a lot. And then the last track is Videotape, which this is kind of a weird outro.
Yeah, this one was alright.
This is one of my definitely less notable tracks.
Probably me too.
It was mainly just piano with really sad sounding vocals. That's really all I can say about it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I'd say it's a pretty good album for the most part. I just think it's a bit of a step down from like their more popular stuff.
Yeah, and it's a mixed bag. Like it seems kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
But it has general themes that fit in with Radiohead's style. So it was cohesive in the end, but
yeah, the sound was there, and there was a lot of good moments. I just think it's a good album, just nothing like fantastic about it.
Yeah,
like it didn't wow me like OK Computer did, is what I'll say.
I'd agree. Yeah,
but there were songs in here that wowed me, but not like as a whole cohesive project.
Yeah, it's like this album I really just like for the handful of tracks that I really thought were cool. Like there's a lot of different unique sounds on this album, so there's a lot to find in here.
Yeah. Final thoughts?
Overall, it was my first time fully listening to this album, but I think I knew more than 50% of the track list before.
I think I only knew like one song off of it.
Probably Weird Fishes.
Yeah.
I heard. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Definitely not as much as OK Computer. Or we didn't review Kid A, but I've listened to that album fully. I think I like that album a little more than this one. But overall, definitely some very notable songs in here that I actually do go back to a decent amount. So I like this album.
Yeah. Shall we go to scores?
Sure.
What have you got for it?
I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Alright.
Out of 10. I really did like it musically, and I just feel like Radiohead, I can go back to their albums so many times because there's just a lot that you can dig into and try to understand what the songs are about. It just makes it super interesting for me, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
I think I'll give it an 8. Like, I very liked it a lot, and like you said, I definitely would come back to this album to see if there's more that I missed on it.
Yeah.
But definitely a good album, and I'm sure their other albums are just as good, if not better than this. Or worse. I've heard Pablo Honey's not that great, but like...
Yeah, that album kind of stands out, apart from the rest of their discography, I'd say.
Yeah, but overall, solid band. So for this week, I've got an artist we haven't done before, and someone who's a classic in the 80s. We're going to do Rebel Yell by Billy Idol.
Okay, it's about time.
Yeah, our first time looking at one of his projects, and This or a self-titled one are probably the best ones. So we're gonna go with Rebel Yell today.